So hello, we were doing complete syllabus for EPFO 2025 and we have already completed 14 chapters. Kisme principle of accountings. In this we have already completed 14 chapters. These are the chapters which we have already completed. And now I'll move on to our 15th chapter. So 15, 16, 17 and 18, these are the chapters that we have to do, and then we'll do one complete video in which we'll do all the MCQs from first chapter to 18th chapter in all the topics. That will be specifically for accounting principles, and then we'll move to insurance, social security and other core topics, labor laws. All of these topics are very easy and very important, so don't think about leaving these topics. Very scoring topics are there. You will find this PDF, other study material and other PDF related to this exam as well as the other exams on the Telegram. The name is EduAastra. Here you will find all the PDFs. In case you need help in any other material for any other exam, do let me know. I'll provide you with the right resource for that. Okay, so let's start with our 15th chapter, that is cash flow statement. So introduction to cash flow statement. A cash flow statement shows the inflows and outflows of cash and cash equivalents during a given accounting period. तो क्या शो करता है ये inflows and outflows किसका, of cash and cash equivalents during a given accounting period. किसी एक पर्टिकुलर अकाउंटिंग पीरियड में क्या शो करेगा, inflows and outflows of cash and cash equivalents. It explains how cash was generated and used in different activities of the business. Purpose: to assess the liquidity and solvency of the firm, to show changes in cash position, to provide information useful for decision making by investors, creditors and management. Now whether these purposes are important or not, so the answer is yes, definitely important. If you have watched the previous chapters, then you must be aware that किस type के questions आते हैं. We have discussed it multiple times, and in this as well we'll do it in the end. The expected questions we'll take in the end, or you can say flashcard, which you can use for a revision few days before the exam. So we'll do that in the end. At the same time we'll take some MCQs as well as the previous year questions from this particular chapter, so that you will be clear about the pattern and the kind of questions that you will see during your exam. And if you're lucky, then question might repeat as well, because often they are repeated. At the same time some questions are from UPSC prelims as well, because major portion of your syllabus is common: art and culture, your geography, history, English, maths, reasoning and so on. So we'll do all that as well, but mainly the things that we are going to do is core subjects for EPFO जो हमने देखा, insurance, labor laws and so on. We will complete that. For history, geography and other things, I'll provide you with the material. At the same time I'll try to cover it, or at least do the MCQs for these subjects. ठीक है. Then legal requirement as per accounting standards AS3 revised issued by ACAI, every enterprise should prepare a cash flow statement. ये हमने देखा था accounting standards में. Accounting standards and Indian accounting standards, ये हमने दोनों चीज़ पढ़ी थी. One chapter was there called accounting standards, बहुत important है, 1, 6, 9, ठीक है, and so on, as it is previous year में भी आए हैं and very important. So cash flow statement along with other financial statements. Objectives of cash flow statement, again important, to determine the sources, that is your inflows, and uses, that is outflows of cash, to assess the liability of the firm to generate future cash flows, to understand the liquidity position of the business, to compare the cash flow from one period to another, to provide information for better planning and budgeting. All of these objectives are very important. The question might come like, which of these is the objective of cash flow statement, or what is the use of cash flow statement, or what is the purpose of cash flow statement. Then cash and cash equivalents. So cash is cash in hand plus demand deposits with bank. ठीक है, demand deposit with bank. Cash equivalents, short term highly liquid investment, readily convertible to cash with insignificant risk of change in value. Treasury bills, commercial papers, marketable securities. Then classification of cash flows, AS3. Cash flows are classified into 3 activities: operating activities, principal revenue. Generating activities of the business include all cash transaction relating to net profit या loss. Then cash inflows, क्या होगा इसमें? Cash from sale of goods, services, receipts from royalties, fees, commissions, refunds of taxes if related to operation. Then cash outflows में payment to suppliers, employees, cash for operating expenses and payment of taxes, unless clearly financing, investing related. ठीक है. Now what is the meaning of this cross and right mark that you are seeing here? So when you will be studying through this PDF, Then don't be confused. These are the meaning of right mark. It indicates cash inflow, and cross carry present कर रहा है indicates cash outflow. So that means cash is coming into the business, cash outflow is cash is going out of the business. तो इसका मतलब right या wrong नहीं है, simply cash inflow and outflow के लिए use किया हुआ है. So cash outflow, payment to suppliers, employees, cash for operating expenses, payment of taxes unless clearly financing investing related expense. Examples: cash received from customer, then cash paid to creditors and wages and salaries paid. Then investing activities related to acquisition and disposal of long-term asset and investment, cash inflows, sale of fixed assets, sale of investment, interest dividend received in case of non-financial enterprise. Then cash outflows, purchase of fixed asset, purchase of shares, debentures or long-term investment. Financing activities, activities causing change in owner's equity or borrowing. Then cash inflows, issue of shares or debentures, borrowing from banks or institutions. Then cash outflow, repayment of loan, redemption of shares or debentures and payment of dividends. Then we have already seen this, that right mark is for cash inflow and cross is for cash outflow. That is coming into the business, cash is coming into the business or cash is going out of the business. Then format of cash flow statement, indirect method say format of cash flow statement. So particulars, cash flow from operating activities. So net profit before tax and extraordinary items. So sum XXX amount, start with accounting profit before tax and usual items. Then adjust for non-cash and non-operating items to convert profit into cash bias. किस चीज़ की बात हो रही है? प्लस और माइनस मतलब एडजस्टमेंट्स. Depreciation, some amount is added. Non-cash expense added back since it reduces profit but not cash. ठीक है. प्लस ट्रिपल एक्स मतलब something is added. ठीक है, some amount. Then loss profit on sales of asset, so plus minus some value, add loss non-cash or subtract profit non-operating. Then interest paid या interest received, plus minus some amount, add interest expense if treated as financing or subtract interest income if investing. Then operating profit before working capital changes, so some amount, cash profit before considering changes in current assets and liabilities. Then changes in current asset and liabilities, so plus minus some amount, adjust for increase decrease in current items affecting operating cash. Then increase in current asset, example debtors या stock, so minus cash outflow, more funds tied up in asset. Decrease in current assets, plus cash inflows, release of fund from asset. Then increase in current liabilities, creditors added, cash inflow, payment postponed. Decrease in current liabilities, minus cash outflow, liabilities paid off. Cash generated from operations, some amount, cash earned from operating activities before tax, less income tax paid, some amount, actual tax paid during the year, minus cash outflow. Then net cash from operating activities, A. B. Cash flow from investing activities, some amount, final cash inflow outflow from day-to-day operations, cash flows from purchase sale of long-term asset or investment. Then purchase sale of fixed assets, plus minus some amount, purchase is equal to cash outflow minus sale is equal to cash inflow, plus purchase sale of investment, plus minus some amount, purchases outflow, sale is inflow. Then interest or dividend received plus some amount, usually classified as inflow under investing activities. Net cash from investing activities, B. Then C. Cash flow from financing activities, some amount, net cash generated or used in different transactions, cash flows relating to owner and lenders. Then issue, redemption of share capital या debentures, plus minus some amount, issue is equal to inflow, cash raised, redemption, outflow, repayment. Borrowings raised या repaid, plus minus some amount, raising loan, inflow, repayment, outflow. Dividend paid including tax, some amount, cash outflow to shareholders. Then net cash from financing activities, net cash from financing sources, net increase or decrease in cash and cash equivalent, A plus B plus C, total change in cash during the period. Add opening balance of cash and cash equivalents, so cash at the beginning of the year. Then closing balance of cash and cash equivalents, so cash at year end must match balance sheet figure. If you didn't get much, then don't worry, when we'll be doing the questions you will be more clear. इस तरीके से टेबुलर फॉर्म में ऑब्वियसली नहीं आएंगे, बट स्टिल आपने एक बार देख लिया, now when we will move on to the questions, तब you will be able to understand and at least you will be able to mark the correct answer when you will see these things in the exam. So don't worry. Then summary of 3 sections: activity type, operating, investing, financing, purpose, regular business operations. Then cash from customers, wages paid या taxes paid. Investing, buying, selling long term asset. Purchase, sale of machinery, investment. Financing, raising or returning funds, share issue, loan repayment, dividend paid. Then difference between fund flow statement and cash flow statement. So objective, change in working capital, change in cash and cash equivalents. Basis, accrual concept, cash basis. पीरियड में लॉन्ग टर्म फंड फ्लो स्टेटमेंट के लिए एंड शॉर्ट टर्म कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट के लिए. कवरेज ऑल फाइनेंशियल रिसोर्सेज ओनली कैश ट्रांजैक्शन. देन लॉन्ग टर्म प्लानिंग इन केस ऑफ फ्लो fund flow statement and liquidity management in case of cash flow statement. Directly questions can come asking the difference between the two, because such questions were there before as well. So importance of cash flow statement, again very important thing. About some things, merit, demerits, characteristic, purpose, uses, ठीक है, differences, all of these are very important. So helps in liquidity analysis, evaluates the cash generating capacity of operation, identifies reason for cash shortage or surpluses, aids in financing planning and control, helps creditors and investors assess repayment ability. Then limitations: non-cash transactions are ignored, does not reveal profit or financial position, past oriented, not predictive in nature, can be misleading if classification is wrong. Then important adjustment: depreciation and treatment is added back to net profit. Then increase in current asset deducted, decrease in current asset added, increase है तो increase in current liabilities added, decrease in current liabilities deducted. The non-operating income, dividend या interest deducted from operating activities. Non-operating expenses, loss on sale या interest paid added to operating activities. Then some important questions as per AS3, that is your accounting standard 3. Cash flow statement is mandatory for which type of enterprises? All listed and large enterprises. So interest paid in cash under which activity? Operating activity for non-financial enterprises, financing activity for financial enterprises. Then dividend paid in which type of activity? Financing activity. Proceeds from issue of shares is classified as financing activity. Sale of machinery is shown under investing activity. Purchase of investment is which type of activity? Investing activity. Which accounting standard deals with the cash flow statement? So we have seen this multiple times. AS3. You tell me what is AS1? Accounting standard 1. Then income tax paid is generally shown under operating activity. Then non-cash transaction like issue of bonus shares appear in cash flow statement. No, they are disclosed separately. ठीक है, does not appear in cash flow statement, they are disclosed separately. Cash equivalent mean short term highly liquid investment with maturity less than equal to 3 months. Then some previous year questions. Cash flow statement shows sources and use of cash. Purchase of machinery for cash will result in cash outflow in investing activity. Dividend received by a non-financial enterprise is shown under investing. Depreciation is non-cash expenditure. Issue of shares resulting in cash inflow from financing activities. Repayment of long-term loan is financing. Profit on sale of machinery will be deducted from operating activity. Then cash flow statement is prepared as per AS3. हमने देखा अभी 4-5 times. Accounting standard 3 is deals about cash flow statement. You tell me depreciation के बारे में किसमें आता है? ठीक है, depreciation के बारे में हमने पूरा एक चैप्टर किया कौन से अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड में आता है depreciation. Then dividend paid is classified under financing activity AS3. Purpose of machinery by issuing shares is non-cash transaction disclosed in notes. Then interest received for non-financial company belongs to investing activity. Operating activities include cash flow from cash of goods, rent, commission, etc. Depreciation is added back in operating activity because it is a non-cash expense, जो हमने क्वेश्चन में भी देखा था MCQ में. Which of the following will not appear in cash flow statement? Issue of shares for purchase of assets, non-cash transaction. Increase in debtors result in decrease in cash flow. Sale of fixed asset appears under investing activity. Repayment of long-term loan is financing activity. Then cash flow from operating activities is negative, indicates poor operational performance or liquidity stress. Interest paid by a non-financial company is financing activity. Cash flow from investing activity indicates acquisition and disposal of long-term assets. Then net increase in cash is CFO plus CFI plus CFF. Then which of these is not cash equivalent? So preferences share with 5-year maturity. Now we'll come to our flashcard or some important questions. Again, AS3 is related to cash flow statement. Main purpose of cash flow statement to show inflow and outflow of cash. हमने देखा स्टार्टिंग में डेफिनेशन, इनफ्लो एंड आउटफ्लो ऑफ कैश एंड कैश इक्विवेलेंट्स. 3 classifications of cash flows: operating, investing and financing. सो आजकल यू मस्ट बी हेयरिंग अलॉट लेंस कार्ड की वजह से IPO, तो उसकी वजह क्या याद रखना है, IFO. तो आपका हो जाएगा क्या, कैश फ्लोज में सही. 3 classification है IFO, IPO की जगह. सो I is investing, F is financing, O is operating. Then cash equivalents are short-term, highly liquid investment. Sale of machinery, investing flow. Purchase of land, investing outflow. Issue of shares, financing inflow. Dividend paid, financing outflow. बाहर जा रहा है. Depreciation, non-cash item added back. Increase in current asset deducted from net profit. Increase in current liability added to net profit. The interest paid, operating non-financial enterprise. Dividend received, investing inflow. Issues of bonus shares, non-cash transaction. Income tax paid, operating activity. Objective of CFS, liquidity assessment. T is the objective of CFS, that is your cash flow. Then basis of preparation, cash basis. Fund flow versus cash flow. So fund flow, working capital, and CFS cash. Format governed by AS3. Closing cash balance formula, opening plus net cash flow. So this is it in this. In the next we'll start with more topics. If you want this PDF, then this will be available on the Telegram, EduAastra. At the same time, other videos will also be available. In case you need any other help, then do let me know. I'll provide you with the right resource. So that's it. All the best and thank you.